Hello there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I am wrapping up my little quick getaway. A couple of things, though. I usually come to you on Friday, so I figured I'd check in really quick. Thank you, by the way, so much, so many of you for your well wishes around the announcement of my retirement. I thank you so very much. Let's keep this ball rolling, right? Just transitioning into doing what I love full time, right? Okay, so a couple of things that's happened because I've been staying on top of the news even while away, got to do it. Um, Doge, we're hearing, is definitely losing influence, right? They're on the way out. It was never real, what did they even accomplish? That was other than the chaos and all of that. But once we knew that Elon was sort of, exiting stage left, supposedly. All right, because that's what I'm getting to go to spirit. So he shows up in Qatar. I'm not sure, was he part of the delegation in the UAE and Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia? I lost track of that. You all will let me know, but I know for sure he was front and center when the Middle East FDT's Middle East trip kicked off, right? Front and center. So it's like, okay, what is he about? Of course, in all of the news clips, we didn't really see him highlighted, other than So it's like, what is that about? Well, come to find out, apparently among all of these billions of dollars of deals that were being made with these Middle Eastern leaders was the spread and growth of and contracts for Starlink. Duh, right? Because what I got from Spirit is, remember, the whole hashtag Tesla takedown, the flip side of that was, okay, don't stress. We know you just lost some billions of dollars behind that. So we're going to help you make it up on the other end. The other part that this is ding, ding, ding. This whole South African genocide, white Africaneers. So, we go and grab 60 of them. They went and grabbed 60 of them, 59, whatever, and bring them here because, the threat of genocide. So there is, from what I understand, right now, Starlink is in 15 of Africa's 54 countries. I hope I'm getting that right. What country has been resisting Starlink's licensing? South Africa. You guessed it. So I'm asking Spirit, is this part of a grab? Has this administration, FDT's folks, promised Muskrat to help him kind of do an Africa takeover? I've also read that there have been U.S. delegations sent to Namibia and Gambia, West Africa, that are basically saying, hey, you all, we give you this money for whatever causes to help you out. That money is up for review. Meanwhile, we understand that you're not giving our boys, Elon, his Starlink contracts. Spirit, is there a concerted effort on behalf of the administration to make up to Muskrat for his losses by helping spread his business, specifically in the continent of Africa? Are they strong-arming African countries and leaders? The Knight of Swords, definitely. I'm sorry for the lighting and everything here, just doing it on the fly, right? Knight of Swords. So definitely those conversations are being had. They're being quite aggressive, and there is an agenda that's been developed with the Three of Wands. 100%, you all. This is a plan. Will it work? Is Starlink going to be, because we also understand that in some of those 15 countries where it already exists and is in place, there have been some situations around whether there were actual permissions granted in order to do that. The efficacy, there's all sorts of security concerns. Spirit, is this like an African takeover? The Magician, there you have it. That's what's up, you all. And that's what happened. The connect the dots piece of this, for entertainment purposes only, right? We got to do it. The connect the dots piece of this is that Muskrat was never going to go off, silently into the night once he got battered. And the fact that Doge's ineffectiveness and continued surreptitiousness to go in like that is on the way out as well. So much of the damage has been done though, right? Spirit, what is the future of the relationship as it stands now with the Trump administration, FDT, sorry, and Muskrat? Where's that headed? The Hierophant is solid. Dag, it's solid. It's solid. Because they're still useful to one another. FDT can use his muscle to lend to his causes, to Muskrat's causes. So yeah, many of us thought that as things were progressing with so many people objecting to Muskrat as a face of the administration, that as he faded off, that could actually be an indication that he was actually fading away, but he's not. They're still behind the scenes trying to make things look good for him. Second thing I want to look at real quick before I close out is we understand that Pope Leo's inaugural address is happening, I think, on the 18th. And lo and behold, who's going to go over there and pomp and circumstance and sit front and center but Rubio and Vance, Rubio and JD, as the pious Catholics that they are, right? All right. I'm wondering, are they angling from, like, we know a lot of this is optics, but I want to get from Spirit to confirm that. Is this really all just about the optics? Because remember, there are a tremendous number of American Catholic voters who are going to be torn if the administration, if folks like, Vance and Rubio, if the administration is so diametrically opposed to what Pope Leo is going to put forth. And we've seen quite a bit from him. Yes, he seems to be more center of Pope Francis, but clearly saying some things that have sent signals to the administration that he is not on board with it. So, Spirit, this trip by Vance and Rubio to the inaugural address, Ten of Wands, there's pressure. They were sent there. This wasn't even just there, we should be there because of the optics. It's going to look good. They were sent there. They were told, this is going to be a problem for us. This is going to be a problem for religious conservatives. And you need to go over there and try to make it right. The devil. I have to laugh at that energy appearing, considering this incredible occasion that, the inaugural address. And here comes the devil. All right. No laughing matter. Don't, please take that. You get it. No laughing matter. And the Six of Cups. So there will be an effort. Rubio and Vance are going to go and collectively together try to play nice. Try to say, we've always been friends of the church. We always support the leadership of the church. They will... But none of this feels genuine or Ace of Wands. And if you're with me, when I get my Aces, Spirit is telling me, yes, we're on the right track. So essentially, you all, this is about trying to create a dynamic and perhaps a dialogue. I doubt, seriously, will they be given an audience with Pope Leo while they're there? Will they be given a private audience with Pope Leo? The moon, they're going to try. They've definitely tried to arrange that. Will they be given? Because he's an American Pope. And the Fool, there it is. They're going to try and take advantage of the fact that this is the first American Pope, American-born Pope. They're trying to... Their objective is to try and solidify America's standing with the Catholic Church by virtue of Pope Leo's, citizenship and heritage. Although I understand he has dual citizenship with Peru. But that's the objective. Bottom line, that's the objective. But don't forget, we got that devil. So how far is it going to go? Pope Leo's no fool. Other leaders in the Catholic Church are no fool. And ultimately, how will this impact the Catholic conservative Catholic voters, Spirit. Conservative Catholic voters. Will they be fooled by this ruse? The tower. Ooh, okay. There will be a price to pay for what is becoming extremely obvious, because when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of people's faith, FDT may be able to get up on a campaign stage or other stages around the world and pretend that that these principles of the Bible and Jesus Christ are one thing. But that is very different to how people are, what I'm getting from Spirit, that is, I want to say it how I'm getting it. That is very different from how people respond to a living embodiment of what they see as Christ on earth through this Pope, through Pope Leo. So they're really about to cross a red line there, and people will not be fooled by that. That's what that devil was about. On the heels of, and then on the heels of the devil, we got that tower. So there is this friction and this breaking away that we're going to see happening. And if they're not careful, all of this staged, maneuvering is going to backfire spectacularly. All right, you all. I'm about to go get into some sunshine, wrap it up. I'll see you all in a couple of days. Thank you again. Please stay safe out there, right? Be careful. We saw what happened. James Comey, drew his little thing in the sand, and all of a sudden it's an uproar. They're going after him for that. Like, very, very interesting times. We do have to be careful, but fearful is a different energy and it's a different vibration. And I'm not getting, Spirit does not want us to be fearful. Careful, yes. Fearful, no. So chin up, shoulders back, and by all means, remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Deep breaths, right? Deep breaths. All right, you all. Thank you again for everything. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.